I reported to the cargo bay for our next delivery and found concerned faces. Captain Sunlight waited by the door, scaly brow ridges angled into a dignified frown, while Mimi gestured wildly with his tentacles. I'd expected Mur to come with us instead. Something was up. Before I could ask, the captain waved me over.
"The other ship's communications appear to be down," she said. "Additional problems are possible as well. Keep your nostrils open for trouble."
"Right," I said, choosing not to comment on the heat-seeker phrasing. "Do we know if they're okay?"
"They should be,"
she replied, with one clawed finger pointed at the closed bay door, which blocked the view of a busy spaceport.
"The crew member who exited their ship to wave us over didn't look distressed, and Weo isn't picking up any alert signals or other causes for alarm."
Mimi rumbled, "But we're cautiously alarmed anyway." He made quite a contrast to the captain, with his voice so much rougher and his attitude grumpier than usual today, plus all the tentacles. I wondered what he expected the problem to be, or maybe he just wasn't looking forward to being mechanic for hire as a favour for regular clients, though I'm sure the captain would have given him a bonus for that.
"We are simply cautious," said Captain Sunlight. "We'll head out as soon as—"
Something hissed behind me.
"I hear of threatening circumstances,"
asked Trilly, sounding pleased. I turned to see our largest and scariest crewmate doing her favourite thing, looming. Well, second favourite thing, after jumping out and startling people. It was probably good that she enjoyed being terrifying, because with an appearance that was a mix of praying mantis, black widow spider, and unholy nightmares, she was really good at it. Captain Sunlight was unfazed.
"Potentially threatening," she corrected. "If you'll kindly observe in case of problems, I would appreciate it."
Trilly crouched lower and flexed her pincher arms.
"Yes."
Unnecessary hissing is her third favourite thing to do.
"Right. They'll be waiting."
The captain stepped forward and opened the bay door, with the airlock engaged. She really wasn't taking any chances. I wondered if Weo was watching from the cockpit, ready to call the local authorities if need be. Yeah, of course she was. The first three of us cycled through the airlock, then waited on the tarmac while Trilly followed. The spaceport was a big one, with ships in all the nearby parking spots and people hustling to and fro. They're more properly called berths or bays or something, but whatever. They're parking spots. Everyone could land there vertically, and the areas were sorted by ship size. I didn't know which ship held the package we were meant to be picking up. Hopefully it was close. By the time Trilly stepped out, the ship directly across from us had opened its own bay door, this one without any sort of airlock precautions. A snow-white heat-seeker trotted out and waved us forward. I was glad that the local weather was slightly overcast, since between those white scales and Captain Sunlight's yellow, I would have been doing a lot of squinting on a bright day.
"Piercing sunlight," exclaimed the client. "Good to smell you."
"Hello, Toothbone," said the captain. "Always a pleasure. Is your comm system down?"
Toothbone switched her tail.
"A precautionary measure. We had a bit of machinery repaired, and it came back with suspicious programming. We're making sure it's not malicious before connecting with any other ships, just to be sure."
Captain Sunlight nodded, while Trilly made a quiet hiss of disappointment.
"Very sensible," the captain said. "I trust this won't affect the package you want us to deliver?"
"No, not at all. It's a textile piece that one of our crew made on commission for someone on their home planet. No technology involved. Right this way."
She led us up the ramp into their cargo bay, which had a lower ceiling than ours. Trilly and I both had to duck a little. The heat-seekers and Mimi didn't notice. Toothbone pointed out an awkwardly shaped box that probably held an art frame, as well as the promised cloth, and Captain Sunlight tactfully brought out the payment tablet. Angry voices echoed down the hallway. Trilly perked up and edged forward. I stepped aside to let her, while Mimi squashed down beside the package. Captain Sunlight glanced up but didn't say anything. Toothbone just looked tired. Since neither of them told her not to, Trilly opened the door and stuck her head out. Somebody shrieked. The sounds of the argument stopped.
Is there a problem?
Trilly purred. No, well, yes, but not... Who are you? Someone asked, while other voices muttered in the background.
Courier,
Trilly said.
Thank you for your concern,
said an officious voice. If you don't mind. Hey, is that a human? Asked another voice, and I saw brown eyes peeking around Trilly. They'll back me up. Hang on a sec. Excuse me. Trilly stepped back as a slender human with dark skin and a wild-coloured shirt skipped past. He hurried over to me. I braced for whatever conversation was about to happen. Hi, he said earnestly. Please tell me you've heard of the thing where people program old Earth games into unlikely bits of tech. Sure, I said. My cousin put Doom in a hoverbike's display screen once. Yes! He pointed at me and pumped a fist in the air, then turned back to the scaly faces in the hall. You see? I connected the dots. Did your repair piece of tech come back with a game on it? He whirled, wide-eyed. Yes! One of the repair guys is a buddy of mine, and he must have done it as a joke. I've been trying to explain it, but nobody believes me. What tech is it? I asked. Part of the medbay, he said, running a hand through his hair. Somebody sprained their tail and the medic went to scan it for brakes. Then they ended up with a screen full of demons and gunfire. I try not to laugh. Is it actually Doom in your medbay? He dragged his hands over his face. It's Doom in the medbay. That's amazing. By this point, the other heat seekers had made their way in to join the conversation and to be formally introduced. Things got a bit chaotic, but I confirmed for the alien crew that, yes, this was a thing humans did sometimes, and no, it was not a threat to the ship. Alarming, yes, but not any form of viral attack. Trilly was a bit disappointed, but everyone else was relieved. Captain Sunlight managed to steer the conversation back to courier business. The other human shook his head next to me. I can't believe my friend did that. Well, no, I can believe it. This is definitely his sort of thing. But geez. You might consider sending him another old Earth tradition in return, I suggested with a grin. Possibly a max volume Rickroll? He grinned back. I might indeed.